Hey, what's up? This is Scott with Level Up Tutorials, and in this video we're going to take that filtered input that we had in the last video and we're actually going to use it to filter our contacts list. I'm going to show you a nice way that you can have some instant filtering going on right in our website. So let's get started right now. So now we're actually going to take this information that we got in the last video. We're going to set this up to actually filter our values with this search bar. So we have this update search, and the default text is level up. Right now, we don't want any default text. So I'm going to set the initial state of search to just a blank string, absolutely nothing in here. Okay, so now that we have that straight away, let's go ahead and talk about what's going to be happening. We're going to type in this input. It's going to update the state variable on change. Now what we need to do is filter this information that's actually coming into our map here that's going to be passed along to the contact itself. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what we can do. First, inside of our render method, I'm going to make a new variable. We're going to say let, and this is going to be filtered contacts is going to be equal to, and we're going to set it to this.props.contacts. Okay, like so. Now I'm going to copy this variable here, and I'm just going to paste it in here in front of our .map. So now map is going to be mapping over this array of objects itself right here, which is now defined as this.props.contacts. So let's head back to our application and we refresh. You can see nothing's changed, even though we're just passing along this data to another variable. So what we really want to do is filter this .props.context based on what the value in our state is, which is being set through this input. So we can simply, at the end of this context, we can say .filter. Now inside of here, we're going to have an arrow function. So what we really want here is anytime the characters in the search box exist within this .props.contact, we want them to remain in filtered contacts. So to do that, we can have an arrow function where we can pass in contact. So this is the individual contact. And now we'll want to return where contact, and if you remember from our app.js, we're using name, so we can say where contact.name has an index of, which if you are familiar with JavaScript, you should know that index of is really just looking for the index of that particular character string or characters that we're looking for. So we can say index of, and this is where we want to say this.prop, and this is where we want to say this.state.search. And where this.state.search is going to be wherever it's not equal to -1. So what this is basically saying is if you cannot find this.state.search within this particular contact's name, then do not return it. However, in the instance where you can find it, where it's not equal to -1, -1 would mean any value that it cannot find, then go ahead and return that contact, keeping that contact within our filtered contacts list, where we're then going to map over. Let's head back to our page. Now that I've refreshed, you can see there's no errors, which is good because this contact whole thing is actually kind of messy here. There's a lot of JavaScript going on and a lot of opportunities to mess something up. But what we can come back to is now we can start typing, and I can say S. And here we go, instantly. C, T. Well, let's find a letter that's in both of them. So I just typed a lowercase t, and it found Scott and Courtney. However, when I did an uppercase T, it found Tim. Now, let's say we wanted capital T or lowercase t to return everybody with a T, so Scott, Tim, and Courtney. Well, we can just start throwing on some two lowers on some things, so some two lowercase. So before we're looking for the index of, we want to look for the name, but we want to make the name two lowercase. Okay, and we can chain these methods together. So make the contact name to lowercase and then find the index of. In addition, we also want to take this and say this.state.search dot to lowercase. So we're going to be making everything lowercase. That way we're on the same playing field, whether it's a capital T or lowercase t. If I type in T here, it's now automatically making this a lowercase t and saying Tim, Scott, and Courtney. But if I do T, I, we're only getting Tim. Likewise, E, C, awesome. So as you can see, we have a really nice searching interface here. Actually, let's go ahead and just take this input and let's just put it on top of the unordered list. It's really like sort of distracting to have it jump around like that. I'm gonna bump the font size down just a hair just so it looks a little bit cleaner. And let's see if I messed anything up here. Looks like it should all be good. And as you can see, we can now once again type in, and now it's being affected like that. Perfect. Now we now have our data filtering based on this input. Cool. So this is all working, all in good. In the next video, we're going to have an input box that allows you to add things to this list, and then we're going to do some little animation stuff, and we're going to drop in some CSS in here to make this look a heck of a lot nicer, because this looks terrible. So as always, this is Scott with Level Up Tutorials. If you have any questions or comments, leave a comment in the video or hit me up at Twitter or Facebook at Level Up Tutorials. I have created over 800 free tutorials on leveluptutorials.com. So if you want to help support the creation of these free tutorials, head to store.leveluptutorials.com and check out what I have for sale there. Every purchase helps make these free videos possible on YouTube. I'm hoping to release over 200 of them this year alone, even maybe more than that. So keep watching, help support Level Up Tutorials creating free videos so that I don't have to put everything behind a paywall. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.